It is 1973. Dr. Milligan has promised to take the member of his Sunday school class earning the most points on a horseback trip to the mountains. The winner, Mitch King. Mitch has worked hard to earn this trip, memorizing not just Bible verses, but whole chapters, bringing not just one playmate to Sunday school, but the whole neighborhood. Now, as we approach the U-Bar Ranch on the lonely dirt road, Dr. Milligan lets him have the thrill of driving a real blazer. Early the next morning, he gave Mrs. Allred's famous ranch breakfast scant attention, left a full plate, and ran for the corral. This is going to be a hard decision. Every horse in the corral Mitch wanted for his very own. Then, from the far side of the corral, a bald-faced Arabian spotted the boy sitting on the fence. I think actually they spotted each other at the same time. Immediately the horse came over to the boy. Mitch saw him coming and called out, "Dr. Milligan, that's the one I want." The horse said nothing. He didn't need to. He just nuzzled his nose against the boy's chest and looked up at him. Mr. Allred put a halter on Baldy, and Mitch's heart skipped every other beat as he petted Baldy's white face. Now, folks, here's the question. Did the boy choose the horse, or did the horse choose the boy? I still don't know, and I don't think it makes any difference. Mitch's previous experience with horses had been to ride a Shetland pony around a circle at a filling station. Yet he felt perfectly secure on Baldy. Never did I see the boy exhibit the slightest fright, and it wasn't hard to tell why. I think the horse would have given his life before he let the slightest harm come to his little newfound friend. Time after time I marveled as old Baldy veered away from a tree with a low, overhanging branch that might brush the boy off. Finally, the pack train is ready, and a boy and a horse are on their way to a paradise, the high Uinta wilderness. Look how high the horse holds his head. It is hard to tell who is having the best time, the boy or the horse. On up the mountain, and look who's leading the pack train. We pass a chain of 4 spectacularly beautiful lakes. The mountainside is studded with brilliant flowers. The day is far spent when we arrive at one of the most beautiful spots on earth. Dr. Milligan and the Wrangler are busy putting up tents. Where is Mitch? Out fishing and petting Baldy. Actually, folks, mostly petting Baldy. The next day, Mitch and Dr. Milligan are out fishing again. Look at that carpet of flowers. Here, among the mountain tops, the air is intensely clear. It is crisp and invigorating. The water in the lake is like a crystal. The snow-capped mountain peaks jut up into the deep blue sky where fluffy white clouds dreamily drift about. And in the middle of it all, a boy and a horse. By now, the love between them has made them inseparable. And what a thrill it is for Dr. Milligan to drink in such a wonderful sight through the viewfinder of a stereo camera. Mitch, are you doing any fishing, or are you just loving that horse? Well, I guess that answers my question all right. Actually, Mitch tossed a rather wicked lure when I could get him away from the horse long enough. Got one, Mitch? Yep, he's got one. There comes another one. Don't let him flip off the hook. Now he's got another one. That's a nice brook trout. Look at that little character pull him in. Mitch, why don't you try fishing off of that snowbank over there? Snowbank and all, he keeps pulling them in. Folks, this lake is hidden in a little pocket near the top of the mountain. Very few people even know it exists. It doesn't even have a name. I suggested that we call it Mitch's Lake because he had such a good time up there. As our sure-footed horses slowly picked their way down the mountainside toward the timberline, we come upon this. Mitch and I paused and thought, how temporary is life's carpet of flowers. Old age comes all too soon, and we are bowed to the ground by the buffeting of the storms and the howling winds. Another day, and we are on our way to the far end of Lake Atwood to try our luck. Baldy loved to gently trot through these highland meadows. He loved the bouncing laughter of his little friend. Here, where the rock slide goes down so quickly to deep water, a boy can fish without fear of snagging his hook on the bottom, and still catch fish. But with Mitch, fishing was always secondary to riding Baldy, one after another. Put Mitch on that Arabian, and he became oblivious to everything else. Up goes the horse's head, and he is ready to respond to the boy's slightest wish. Mitch couldn't possibly have known the signals by which ranch hands communicate with horses. He didn't have to know them. The boy and the horse developed a language all their own. Back at camp, the wrangler unsaddled the horses and put them out to pasture. Mitch quickly learned to stay away from the south end of a mule going north, but with his Arabian, it was different. He loved the feel of the warm, soft fur, and old Baldy seemed to be most content when he was near. The next day, Mitch said, "Dr. Milligan, let's just ride our horses today." And so it was. I knew this beautiful relation would have to end all too soon. This is our last day. The wranglers are tying the packs on the mules. I saw a tear in one corner of a little boy's blue eye. He didn't say anything, but I knew. I asked the wrangler to put the saddle on old Baldy so Mitch could get on him. Folks, now it is all just a memory. But what a memory. What a boy. Those two dancing eyes peering out at me through a knothole. A young life? Yes. But what depth of character. What an uncanny ability to unite his very being with that of a supposedly dumb animal. I never knew Mitch very well until this experience. What a kind, gracious, highly motivated little fellow I found him to be.